Alright, Shalom. This is Brother Mayom coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachal Kodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, so I want to do this video here on this article entitled Global Debt Hits All-Time High of $184 trillion. Alright, and it says, I'm going to read a little bit of this article and then I'm going to get to a couple scriptures. Alright, it says the world's debt currently exceeds $86,000 per person on average, according to the International Monetary Fund. Alright, which is based in London. Alright, the U.S., China, and Japan are the top three global borrowers, accounting for more than half of the global debt. So you see the top three nations, U.S., China, and Japan. All right, they're the top three global borrowers. It's a hard word to say. But it says accounting for more than half of the global debt. So more than half of that $184 trillion is within U.S., China, and Japan. Now all this money that is in debt, all right, it's all owed back to the elites, all right, because the elites, or who people know as who otherwise known as the central banks, which the central banks are run by the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all right. Those are the people that are owed this money. And you see here, $184 trillion. $184 trillion. That is ridiculous amount of money, man. And look at this. It says world's debt currently exceeds $86,000 per person on average. All right. And I want to show something else as well. This is just the U.S. national debt right here. And look at that. It's going up. Right there. $21 trillion of this is U.S. So if more than half, let's just say half of 184 trillion, which is what? Let's see. So 92 trillion is, and this is just, like I said, doing exactly half because it said more than half. But 92 trillion is between China, U.S., and Japan. All right, so let's just take 22 trillion out of that. So there's left 70 trillion. All right, so China and Japan are averaging around 35 trillion. Now, I don't know if that number is correct, but just going off of the basis of what this is showing and what that article read, that's about what would be left. Slovakia. All right, but you see, this is ridiculous, and you see here, the debt per citizen in America is not too far off, about $20,000 off per person that's in debt. And now, is this debt here per citizen, is that because of the citizens being in debt themselves? I don't think so. All right, this is per person how much they owe due to the government spending, the national debt, the money that they're borrowing from the central banks, which are run by the elites. And you see, this is why the elites, the Rothschilds, they have the central banks, because they have control of the money of the whole world. And I forget who said it, but the famous quote was said. It was one of the elites. I forget which one it was. It might have been one of the Rockefellers. He said, "I don't care about politics or war or politics or something like that, or laws. Just give me control of the money." And they basically control it all, man. So they didn't want control of the laws or politics or anything like that. They just wanted control of the money, and they would basically control it all, man. And look at this. Tell me that these people, the people of this world, are not at the the feet of the elites. You know. Let me get a couple scriptures real quick. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him?" And this is talking about Esau. Well, let me read up above just to show you that this is talking about Esau. Verse 4. "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." All right. So Esau is a proud man. All right. He is. It says his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. How is his soul lifted up? Because he's put himself upon high. Just look at the way. For first and foremost, look at just at America, man. America is one of the most uplifted up countries in this world, man. But it says what is not upright in him, and then nothing is upright in here in America. All right, especially by who it's run, which is who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man." There you go. "Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell." And the so-called white man never keeps at home, man. He's always in everybody's backyard. He's always setting up military bases in these other countries, setting up embassies in these other countries. Okay. It says, "And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." So there you go. All right. Verse 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him?" And that's going into Revelation 17, Revelation 18. All right. When they they shall hate the whore. All right. The 10 horns shall hate the whore. All right. And it says, "Against him in a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Now we're gonna get into that thick clay. All right, let me get what was it? This is Habakkuk there in chapter 2, verse 6. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Now, what is that thick clay? I'm going to show you. All right, the Hebrew word there is batayat. Ibayat, I believe. Parsalak. Ibatayat. Salaki if I'm mispronouncing that. Ibatayat. If I'm pronouncing that right. But what does it say? Weight of pledges, heavy debts. Okay. Pawned goods, thick clay by a false etymology. It says heavy debts, man. And we just got done looking at the heavy debts America has. Look at this. U.S. national debt. Woe to him, man, that ladeth himself with heavy debts. And what? Look at we saw the world debt. Global debt hits all-time high of $184 trillion, man. You know? Heavy debts, man. That's what that thick clay is talking about. Heavy debts. And it said what? Let's get back to it real quick. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. All right, and that's the so-called white man. That's all the so-called white man does. He goes around gathering things up, making himself rich, especially these elites, man. It says, woe to them that increases that which is not his. How long? As a matter of fact, let me get this. Because, see, all that money that's being borrowed is due to these elites. That's how these elites have become rich. That and off of the slaves, man. Which, again, they increasing that which is not his. Here it is, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites according to the Bible. All right, they were forced into slavery to work to make money for this damn devil, and they never received a penny for that, man. All right, but let me get this. James, it's a lot. It's James chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments moth-eaten." And the riches of these elites are corrupted, man. First and foremost, it started with the slavery, man. All right, and now you have these central banks throughout the whole world in these countries, okay, and they're becoming rich off of the debt, man, off debt that people owe. And now, as you saw in America, you have around $66,000 per person that owes money, that basically would owe money to the Rothschilds, to the elites, to the central banks. It says, your gold and your silver, it's a lot. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. It says, behold, the hire the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. You see, so during slavery, what the laborers we were hired, when we weren't hired, but we were forced into labor, and what we reaped down the fields for these elites, for these fucking devils, and which is of you kept back, so we weren't paid. It says, by fraud crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai of Sabaoth. So you see, the point being here, your riches are corrupted and your garments moth-eaten. Now let me get another precept real quick. What was it? Proverbs. All right, Proverbs 22 verse 16. It says, "He that oppresses the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want." Exactly, man. And Slovakia. And these elites have done nothing but oppress the whole entire world, man, and increase their riches, man. All they do is put more and more, make the people go more and more into debt, man. All right.